So lead bromide is a metal and non-metal which combines together to form an ionic compound. PbBr2 we have already done. Okay, so product at cathode, which is what is sulfuric acid? Sulfuric acid is H2SO4. We know that, right? So what type of gas is produced actually? So we can test that gas. Okay, so here we are going to discuss the electrolysis of concentrated sodium chloride. Hello and welcome back, students. This is going to be your third and last lecture of electrochemistry, and then we'll be ending this electrochemistry part from your syllabus. From our side, if you have any problem, you can comment down below. If you have not watched the previous two lectures, then go check that out. You'll find the link in the description box below. And this is going to be a short video, just two topics we are going to cover, the electroplating one and hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. I hope you are ready to dive into it. So our first topic is electroplating. Electroplating is a process of electrolysis in which one metal will be electroplated on the other metal. Okay, and the metal which we wish to electroplate or the object which we wish to electroplate will be our cathode, and the metal with which we wish to electroplate that object will be our anode. Okay, we'll discuss this in detail, the theory part. Let's first understand why do we need electroplating? What is the necessity of this particular process? So it is necessary to make any object look good, okay, or to enhance its appearance, right, or to give shine to the surface of the object, right? Next, very important point is to prevent corrosion or resistance to corrosion, okay, by electroplating with any inert or unreactive metal, right? Then now let's understand the theory of what is really happening. Where will we put our object and where will we put the metal which we wish to electroplate that object? So the cathode, which is a negative electrode, one mnemonic I shared with you in the previous parts, which is PANIC, panic, which says positive is anode. So this you should know by now. Positive is anode and negative is cathode. Okay. So cathode, which is a negative electrode, is the object to be electroplated. Okay. For example, if I wish to electroplate the cutlery, or let's take an example of a spoon. So I'll put my spoon over here as a negative electrode, and the metal with which I wish to electroplate it to give it a shine, like for example, if I wish to electroplate it with silver, then a metal strip or the silver strip will become our anode. Okay, because our ions of silver will move from positive to negative or from anode to cathode. Next, the anode or the positive electrode is made from the pure metal that will be plated onto the object. Okay, this is what I was explaining. Next, the electrolyte. Okay, now what is electrolyte? Electrolyte is this, right? So the electrolyte will be the soluble salt of this metal, whichever we are using. If we are using silver, then the soluble salt of silver will be used as an electrolyte. Now let's understand by taking up an example. For example, I have a spoon over here, and I wish to electroplate the spoon or to put a coating on the spoon of silver. So what do? I'll add a silver strip over here at the positive terminal of the battery, which will then act as an anode. Okay, so my silver strip will act as an anode over here, and the ions from anode, which is Ag plus ions, they will move to this spoon and then they will be deposited on the spoon surface. Okay, hence electroplating takes place, right? And the electrolyte which we will be using is the soluble salt of this particular metal. Here it is AgNO3 or silver nitrate. Okay, this is the electrolyte. Now let's quickly read. Electroplating can be done, can be used to coat one metal with another using electrolysis. This is what electrolysis is. Like, we are providing electricity, and due to that, chemical change is taking place, right? A spoon being electroplated with silver, the electrolyte is silver nitrate, a soluble salt of silver. Okay, already discussed. At anode, now let's understand what is happening at anode. Let me write down. This is anode, and this acts as a cathode or the negative. Right now, at anode, what is happening? Silver atom loses electron. What do you mean by losing of electron? When any atom or any electron, any atom loses the electron, it means that oxidation is taking place, right? So oxidation of silver will occur over here, right? And silver will, Ag will turn into Ag plus, and it will put this electron over here, and then Ag plus will move to the cathode, right? The loss of electron is oxidation, right? And at cathode, what will happen? Metal ions gain electron. Now what is reaching at cathode? Ag plus is reaching. It will now accept electron here. Accepting electron or gaining electron means reduction is taking place. Okay, so what will happen over here? Reduction will occur with of Ag plus. Okay, and then it will deposit on this spoon, and hence I will get the electroplating of silver on this spoon, right? The gain of electron is reduction. The silver atoms are deposited on the strip of metal, coating it with a layer of silver. Very easy. Okay, you can take a minute and you can note down this. Okay, now if you wish to make notes from this, then you can pause the video and please note this thing down. All right, now let's move on to the next topic of this particular video, which is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Very important. So basically, hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is used to produce electricity. Okay, so now what happens? Let's see. A fuel. What is a fuel? Fuel is anything which is when burnt releases energy or which provides energy, right? So a fuel is a substance which releases energy when burnt. Hydrogen is used as a fuel. Okay, in this particular hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, what happens? Let's check the diagram first. Okay, so here what happens? We provide this apparatus with hydrogen gas. Okay, hydrogen pumped in from tank. Here H2 is pumped in. Okay, and from here O2 is pumped in. And what do we get from this outlet? We get H2. Okay, so let's read quickly. Okay, so what is happening? A fuel cell is an electrochemical cell in which a fuel donates electron at one electrode and oxygen gains electron. Now basically what is happening? Redox reaction is taking place. What is redox reaction? In which reduction and oxidation takes place simultaneously. So I can say that hydrogen in hydrogen oxygen fuel cell redox reaction takes place. Okay, wherein oxygen gains electron. Gaining electron means reduction is taking place over here, and hydrogen loses electron. In this reaction you can see, so basically oxidation of hydrogen takes place, and together we can say that this is a redox reaction taking place, right? So okay, a fuel cell is an electrochemical cell in which a fuel donates electricity at one electrode and oxygen gains electron at the other electrode. What is the electrochemical cell? A cell in which chemical energy is converted into electrical energy, that is known as a electrochemical cell, right? Next, hydrogen oxygen fuel cell produces electricity. As I told you, the main motive of using hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is that it produces electricity, right? By combining both these elements, releasing energy and water. The overall equation for the reaction, this is very important. This is the overall reaction of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Here you can see that we are providing hydrogen and oxygen. One is getting oxidized, another is getting reduced, and overall we are getting water. Water as our byproduct, which is very neutral. It doesn't harm the environment. Therefore, it is very important. Hence, the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell holds a lot of importance, right? Next, okay, so let's look at the diagram. The diagram shows the setup of a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. We know, and this is how it powers our the battery of our vehicles also. The air entering provides the oxygen, the fuel entering is hydrogen. The only chemical product made is water. This statement is very important because maximum time I have seen in your past papers that this line holds a lot of importance. They will ask that what chemical product is formed at the end of the fuel cell. Okay, so you should know the only chemical product which we get is water, nothing else. Okay, and the other type of question which is asked in your past paper is about advantages and disadvantages of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So let's read about them one by one. So advantage, renewable if produced using solar or wind energy. So it is said to be a renewable source of energy if we are using the wind energy or solar energy to produce it. Okay, and it can also be a disadvantage if we are using nuclear energy or energy from fossil fuel. Okay, then lower flammability than petrol. This is the advantage. And what is the disadvantage? That it requires a lot of space. Okay, large fuel tank is required, so maximum space will be required for it to be stored. Next is virtually emission free, because no harmful gas is being released because when we are using hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, as I told you in the previous slide also, that only water is produced as a chemical product, no other product is formed, so it is emission free only. As yet there are very few filling stations where okay, but the disadvantages is that if we are using hydrogen as a fuel, then there are very few filling stations, right? Next, zero emission of carbon dioxide, CO2, which these points are almost same, that emission free and almost negligible emission of carbon dioxide is there. Engine redesign needed for a fuel cell system, this is the disadvantage. Then it is non-toxic, these 3 points are almost same. Okay, and currently expensive, it is currently expensive to be put in use, therefore this is one of the disadvantage. You can take a minute here and you can note down this thing. I hope you have written this. It is mostly theory. Okay, there's nothing much to explain over here. Now let's try one question. Let's see how much we have already understood this chapter. So 8 substances A, G that all conduct electricity are listed here. So all the substances are given over here. They are asking name the substance in A to G that, okay, so one by one let's try to answer, is used to plate steel cutlery. Okay, steel cutlery, what do we use? We use chromium. Okay, we use chromium, or I can chromium, or we can say B. Okay, next is used for inert electrode in some electrolytic cell. Okay, inert electrode, either we can use graphite or platinum. Okay, so platinum is E. Okay, so I am writing E PT. Okay, next, produces a metal at the cathode when electrolyzed. Okay, so it produces something which produces metal when electrolyzed, so it means something which doesn't have water in it. Okay, so let's see. No, dilute means it will not produce. Platinum, molten sodium bromide will produce sodium in the sodium is a metal, so it will be produced at cathode, and bromine will be produced at anode. Okay, so F will be your answer for C. F, which is molten NaB. Okay, next is D, produces oxygen at the anode when electrolyzed. Okay, so the answer for this will be dilute sulfuric acid. If you have not watched the video, go check out the second lecture of electrochemistry. You will understand how the answer will be D. This is D. This is dilute H2SO4, sulfuric acid. Okay, next is used in household electrical wiring. We all know it's copper. Okay, do we have the option? Yes, C. So C is copper. Right, you can note down the answers. Okay, so here we come to an end of our lecture 3 of electrochemistry, and our electrochemistry is over now. You can go check out the core, extended and O-level solutions of these as well on our channel, and I'll be coming with more such chapters, and we'll be completing our syllabus very soon. So stay tuned and watch out for the next video. Till then, keep learning and enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.